What's up, boys and girls? It is White Gamer, and we finally got the update that a lot of people, including myself, have been waiting for. So, we're going to get straight into it. We're first going to be talking about the gameplay and the AI, and then we'll talk about the changes that got fixed to clubs, boys and girls. So, EA reduced the accuracy on the first time lob through passes when you are in an extreme angle. When you're at an extreme angle, so pretty much when you do LBYs or L1 in triangle, the accuracy of that got reduced. I don't know how effective that's going to be. Next, guys, they reduced the accuracy of Travellas. Now, this is huge because Travellas were overpowered, especially if you had the playstyle. So it's going to be very interesting to see how accurate these Travellas are come this update, boys and girls. Is it still going to be effective? Because this was a really good way to score, especially when you were at an angle. So yeah, guys, Travellas got nerfed. Now, this is going to be huge. Greatly increased the width of defensive line for the 5 back formations. So this pretty much means, guys, if you're using a 5 at the back in pro clubs or even an ultimate team, your defenders are going to be way more spread out, which I like, guys. Because, man, that 5 at the back is so overpowered. It's so hard to break down. My main division team, we struggle against a 5 at the back, no matter how well we try to attack and break it down. So the 5 at the back, if you were one of those teams in divisions using a 5 at the back formation, that's going to get nerfed, and there's probably going to be a bunch of gaps now between your wing backs and CBs, so keep that in mind. Guys, the next thing is they reduced the accuracy of driven passes, guys. So if you did RBAs or R1 and X passes without the ping pass, guys, that got reduced a lot, probably because it was overpowered. And I knew this was going to get reduced because I was never using the ping pass on my playstyle build. And yeah, the driven passes were really, really good and really accurate without having the ping pass. So now a lot of people, including myself, are going to be forced to use the ping pass. And hopefully that will, make the driven passes much better when you have the ping pass. But yeah, driven pass got nerfed a little bit. Now, it increased the frequency of attacker runs for AI players in the roles. Now, this only matters if you have an attacker bot, or even a, when you have an attacker bot, which I'm assuming most of you guys are going to have, like strikers. Now, it improved the playmaking and wingbacks in wide open scenarios ahead of them. So I'm pretty sure that means they're going to make better runs for you, the attackers, including wingers and cams maybe. So for those that use attackers as bots, maybe not your striker, but maybe your wingers, they should be making better runs. Now, they improved the AI player decision making when considering diagonal runs into open space and when considering runs into near open space. Again, this is kind of similar to what we just talked about. I think the AI's decision making has gotten better. We got to wait and see, because sometimes some of this is a little bit of BS in my opinion. So your AIs should be making better runs into the open space. Let's hope and see. Now, improve the accuracy of shots in situation where the player is not being pressured and generally has a clear line of sight on goal, including one-on-one situation open goals. Now, this could be really huge, guys, because this means when you're 1v1 and you don't have pressure and you don't have no one blocking your shooting lane, it should be more accurate, guys. So what could that mean? I guess a lot of people, or there was issues where when you were open and you didn't have pressure and your guy would take a really bad shot or just wouldn't even get on target. This happened to my teammate actually like 2 or 3 times where he didn't have no pressure on him and he still missed like a sitter or just an easy wide open shot. Now, improve the AI center back decision making when attempting to provide a safe option for a pass. This basically means, I guess, have a better outlet as a CB when attempting to provide a open pass. Improve AI player recognition off outside situation. So guys, it looked like they improved a lot of AI decision making, open runs up top, and even defending. Then the CPU will look to further prioritize passing during build-up play instead of dribbling, which is good. Sometimes this happened to me a lot, and I'm sure it happens to a lot of you guys. When you have your AI, they would just run down the wing or down the pitch, take that heavy touch instead of just going for a simple pass. So they're going to prioritize building up and moving the ball instead of just dribbling and losing the ball. Then they reduce the speed of some slide tackling animation. I don't really slide tackle like that, but for those that do, they reduce some slide tackling animation. and then slightly increase clearance accuracy. So I guess that's good when you clear with B or circle, and you're aiming it up the pitch. It'll be a little bit more accurate, I guess, because I guess sometimes it would just wouldn't be accurate when you're clearing it. I never really had any issues with clearing the ball, but some people did. This last one doesn't really matter for online. Now, guys, there's a lot of issues. So, address some long distance shots in corner. Keepers face away from ball unintentionally. Now, this happened when a goalkeeper, a shot was being taken to them, or it was a set piece where your keeper wouldn't face where the ball is coming, and it was face like the back of the net. This actually happens sometimes to my center back, where he doesn't look at the ball where it's coming from, and he's just looking behind him. So that got fixed. Next, in some cases, defenders could have turned and faced away from the ball instead of trying to intercept the ball. Now, I think this has to do with AIs or maybe just humans as well in general, but that got fixed. Right wing inside forward AI player did not always position themselves as intended. Improve the referee decision making when calling for fouls and penalty kicks. I'm glad this got fixed, guys, because a lot of referees would sometimes call penalties when it wasn't. This happened to me actually the other day in, what was it? I think it was in divisions, and we ended up losing the game. It wasn't a penalty or nothing like that. So the referees' decision making when it comes to fouls and penalties got better. Hopefully they also get better at yellow cards and red cards, because sometimes they would just randomly give out red cards for no reason. We're going to keep moving through this. Players could have sometimes lost the ball too easily when making physical contact during a skill move. I guess when you're doing a skill move and you're getting bodied, some players were losing the ball too easily. I don't know how that would work. Let's see. In some scenarios, goalkeeper would attempt to punch or deflect the ball instead of catching it. This is good for those goalkeepers out there, guys. I guess you guys were having that issue where instead of just catching the ball, your player would just punch it out for no reason, and then you lose possession or give it away to the other team, and then it could lead to a attack. So that got fixed. Some passes could have resulted in the ball traveling faster than intended. Yeah, I think I had a couple scenarios where I would just pass the ball really lightly and it would just trigger like super fast for whatever reason. The CPU AI incorrectly ignores certain skill moves and did not perform them. I don't really care about that. When remaining in control of the ball after a tackle attempted by a defender, a request lob pass could have taken longer to execute than intended. I guess when remaining in control of the ball after a tackle attempted by a defender, a lob requested. Yeah, I don't know what for those people that are having that issue. Some passes could have been more accurate than intended. This probably means some passes could have been more accurate than intended. Don't know what that's supposed to mean. I'm assuming if you weren't really facing the player, or if you were aiming at a teammate and it went to a different teammate, maybe that's what it means. Improve animations that can occur when performing short passes. So I guess they improved that. In rare scenarios, the users could have lost control of a player receiving a ball. I guess this has to do more with Ultimate Team maybe, or if you play as any. Goalkeepers could have sometimes unintentionally dived the wrong way when attempting to make a save. Now, I don't think I've seen this in clubs. I think this maybe for the AI goalkeepers. But I guess if you're a human, you're playing goalkeeper. If you're diving left, your guys are going to dive left. If you're diving right, your guys are going to dive right. So I think this has to do with AI goalkeeping most likely. In sub-dribbling situations, the CPU did not attempt to challenge for the ball against a user-controlled player. Guys, this is really, really huge for AI defending. Basically, I talked about this a couple of days ago in the video. Your CB's defenders would sometimes just let your opponent just pass by them. They wouldn't go for the tackle. Even if you were team pressing, they would just look at the ball instead of pressuring and tackling for the ball. So now, hopefully, they tackle the ball away from the opponent when they're going for certain dribbles or just have the chance to tackle it. In rare cases, goalkeepers could have gotten stuck around their goalpost when attempting to make a save. Yeah, I've seen this a couple of times when they would go for that save. Sometimes it would take them like 3 or 4 seconds to recover back to their position because they would hit the post and it would do like a weird animation. Sometimes automatic clearance animations were occurring outside of intended heading and goal line clearance situation. I haven't had any of these situations. I feel like if you're in the line to make that goal line clearance, there shouldn't be any issues. Then improve goalkeeper animations when dribbling with the ball. You're not really going to be dribbling the ball. I guess if you drop the ball and you push up a little bit just to kick it, maybe, but that doesn't really matter. The ball could have passed through a goalkeeper in some rare scenarios. Now, pass through a goalkeeper in somewhere, does that mean like through their body or like under their legs? So I don't know what that means. I mean, it says rare scenario, so it probably didn't happen as often, but I'm sure it happened to a few of you guys. In some rare situations, players' feet could have gone stuck around the goalpost instead of attempting to hit the ball. I don't think I've seen that one before. Now, these are just rush. I'm not going to go over the rush. Okay, guys. Now, in certain scenarios, the opposing keeper could have been controlled during set piece by all players in a match. Yes, guys. So that bug finally got fixed. That was a glitch. So if you didn't know, during corner kicks or even set pieces, the other team could have moved your goalkeeper. This happened to me. This happened to a lot of you guys that were playing. So that got fixed. I'm glad that got sorted out because that was annoying and a really bad glitch. During penalty kicks, players outside the box do not always perform the correct idle animation. That doesn't really matter. When a free kick timed out, sometimes automatic doesn't really matter. Okay, this is huge, guys. Players could have run up directly to the set piece taker in some scenarios, ignoring the minimum distance they must keep. Now, during a dead ball or a set piece, whatever, when your teammate was about to pass it or kick it during that set piece, your opponent were allowed to get right in front of the kicker. So I'm glad that got sorted out. Not even in front of the kicker, but also behind the kicker. So that got sorted out because that was annoying. I've seen people just do that in competitive, so that got fixed. And even just in division where they would just get right in front of the kicker during a set piece. Sometimes sliding or falling shot animation could occur unintentionally. Falling shots, I've seen a lot. I don't know if that has to do with composure. I guess they reduced the falling shots animation when it was unintentionally. I don't know what unintentionally means. Like, how are you supposed to know when your pro is going to slide? Don't know how they figure that out. In some cases, defenders going to ground could have applied more pressure to the ball carrier than intended. Going to ground, I don't know what that means. Address instances of player switching not functioning as intended. Now, this was really good if you, well, of course, Ultimate Team and for clubs, if you played any, when you're trying to switch to a certain bot, it wouldn't let you or just wouldn't be responsive enough. So that got fixed, guys. There's a bunch of Ultimate Team. This is a Pro Clubs channel, so we're not going to go over it. I will link it for those that play. Now, for clubs, guys, we got a lot of stuff. In a rare scenario, an incorrect match result was shown when opposing team left match. I didn't have this issue, to be honest. Drop-in matches did not proceed to penalties if golden extra time ended in a draw. Guys, finally, guys, we are getting penalties in drop-ins because during the beta, we had penalties. So I was surprised when we got into, when we started playing FC25, there was no penalties. But now there is penalties if it's tied up. Thankfully, guys, for those that play drop-ins, there's penalties now. Cam avatars or pro could have been placed in incorrect position when selecting the any option in some cases. Boys, this is huge. A lot of you guys that play any or were having this issue when you were playing any, your pro wouldn't start at cam. It would start at left back or in the wrong position. So that got fixed. That's really good, guys. That's really good. The captain was not always able to interact with quick tactics. I'm glad this got fixed. So if you do D-pad up, I think it shows up your tactics. That got fixed because sometimes, even including myself, I thought they had changed the quick tactics. But now, I guess sometimes it wouldn't register, and now it should work. When you press D-pad up and you're the captain, your tactics, your quick tactics, your team press, all that should appear, which is really, really good. Highlights and rush display in incorrect time format. Doesn't really matter. After getting a match rating of 10 in rush, it was not possible for it to decrease during the match. I actually didn't know that. I guess some people were just stuck at 10.0 and then it just wouldn't drop. That got sorted out. Address a stability issue when using the reset tactic option. I think this meant when you were to change, for example, your cam and your tactic for balance, it would go back to roaming because me and my teammates, we had that issue where we would change a certain tactic on a certain player and it just wouldn't change sometimes. So that got changed, the stability. In rush, the pop-up message to join the team voice did not always display. In certain situation, a waiting for clubmates matches would display at the end of a match. And then, guys, everything else is career mode. And then there is some general UI bugs that got fixed. Stadium. But boys and girls, that is it for the patch. I like the patch, guys. I like the patch. They nerfed down the Travellas. They fixed a couple goalkeeper bugs that people were having. If you were playing any, was incorrectly shown. And then, guys, they fixed a bunch of AI stuff. We got to wait and see once this patch drops. But they fixed a bunch of AI stuff. We talked about it at the start of the video. Also, this is going to come out first on PS4/Xbox One, and then I'm assuming Wednesday or Thursday, latest Thursday, it'll come out for PC, PS4, and Xbox One Series S and X. So, boys and girls, other than that, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This was the big patch we were waiting for, guys. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.